No, my reality is what I see, what I experience, and what I live. I don't experience living on a ball.
Do
I'm
you
sorry.
think the
I just
maps that
don't.
we produce are accurate?
What was that?
Do you think that the maps that are produced are accurate? So if we get something like an
Absolutely
ordnance
not.
survey
They're
maps,
not accurate. No, they're not. They're all different. All the maps from space are distorted as fuck. There's like 5 continents just shown on one image. It's like, how the fuck did that happen?
no, I'm not talking about images from space. I'm talking about things like ordnance survey maps or whatever your equivalent in the US is,
Google
which
Earth?
show, which
What
no,
about
no, no,
Google Earth?
no, no. I'm not talking about Google Earth. I'm talking about things like ordnance survey. Do you have like an orienteering map set that you would use?
I don't know what that is.
Let someone explain.
Why would I ever use that? Ordnance surveying map?
In the UK, we have an organisation called OS, or Ordnance Survey. So they're the people that go out and do all the sort of surveying and have done for hundreds and hundreds of years, because obviously stuff happens for a long time in
Hundreds
the universe.
and hundreds and hundreds?
Hundreds and hundreds. I think I'm pretty good. I think it's the 18th century that they were formed. I'll go and look them up.
Well, you made it sound more than 2 or 3. You said hundreds and hundreds. I was thinking like, wow, close to 1,000.
No, that's like 10 times 100.
Well, it wouldn't be a couple because you could have just said a couple. So you're being being grandiose about it. You could have said a few hundred years,
in the
but
equivocation.
you said hundreds and hundreds. So it was more than 2 times that number, or of a magnitude greater, because you said hundreds and hundreds.
So the first.
So now you're being deceptive.
It's 250.
Now you're being grandiose.
Okay,
Do you
I agree.
see
So
how
we've
you
had
try
these
and make
maps
your
in the UK
claims?
for 215 years.
That's not that long. Just like we've only been measuring weather temperature for just a little over 100.
No, we've been doing that longer in the UK.
Meteorology?
Yeah.
I'd probably say maybe about
1750s, 1760s, I think.
bullshit.
Dear.
Check your facts, son.
Oh, I always do.
Run to Google, right?
No,
Run over to Wiki.
I'm going to the Met Office site. Is that okay? The Met Office is a British organisation again.
You still can't use it in your own cognitive recall. Fart box. What you call a fucking shit brain.
So why are you getting so angry? I've been really pleasant.
It's because you're
you
tapping on the walls of his paradigm and it's starting to crack.
I'm really not trying to be nasty to you, and if I've insulted you or offended you anyway, I apologise, because that's not the way I work. Please don't do that to me. Let's be civil in discussion.
Yeah, if you have an argument, you don't have to resort to that.
He's disguising his.
No. You're stepping over the line. Clearly,
I'm the one who called you an asshole. Don't worry about it.
We've had the first public weather forecast was published in the UK in 1850.
Oh, ow! It stings, doesn't it? Didn't I say 150 years?
No,
and you were trying to say more than 200. Oh, did your ego just suffer a blow?
No, not at all.
To it? Oh.
How did
just get a few inches shorter?
Well, how long have we been measuring the curvature?
He has to emphasize it because it's the only thing close that he's going to get to a win today.
Which curvature?
With that point.
Trigonometrical
Trigonometrical
Are we talking
survey.
about the apparent horizon line?
Trigonometrical, physical
or the
Earth.
geometric horizon line? Which
physical one? Earth measurements.
Show me.
This is gonna hurt.
I have hundreds of
Post it in the
times, you just
chat.
deny it.
But just know that your free will asks for this.
So, Radcliffe University in the UK have been recording weather statistics for the last 225 years.
Oh dear. You're both right.
White light, you want to take that bravado back now?
No,
Yeah.
I'm happy. He can have it. It's no biggie. It's no biggie. I'm not trying to score points here.
Well, it's the only one it's the only semi-point he's going to get.
Let him
so.
have it. I'm happy. I was wrong. There you go.
But that has nothing to do with the point I was trying to make. Is how infantile are.
Okay. You ever heard of LiDAR?
No, I'm not sure. I think he's just bugged out because I think he just roboted out. So if you can
That's
hear us,
true.
good white light.
He's all lit up, but he's not talking.
I think
It's
his
like an
brain
ideal.
just froze.
It's like an ideal world when it's actually not talking. But yeah, so there's the tables, and there's Phil Kayo's piece. So that's good. So yeah, I mean,
I know we've been producing Maritime Almanac since the 1750s. I think part of that is weather, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to make that clear. He's probably making some really fucking good points, and we can't hear it. That's
it'll be the first. Just I guess it's the balance. Yeah. But yeah.
Can you hear us again, good white light? Because we can't still hear you. You might need to leave and come back in.
Yeah.
Sometimes that fixes
What
it.
did
Oh no,
you
you're
guys
back. I can hear
miss?
you. I can hear
Back.
you.
What did you miss?
So
All of it.
everything.
No,
Everything you
it's
said
not
for the
right.
last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, all the convincing evidence you gave.
Yeah.
We missed it
All
all.
of
Damn.
yeah.
So
Of your highly regarded
So
institutions
I sent you the radius
that
there.
perpetuate climate change, and they know nothing about weather cycles and macro patterns.
Why are you jumping topics now?
Yeah, and again,
No, I'm talking
where
about
does
your
things like
highly
weather
regarded
cycles and macro
pseudoscience
patterns
institutions and establishments.
and temperature trends and gas content analogy come from? Is from
Analogy.
the
Gas
people that are
content
within their
analogy.
societies.
That's
part of
not
the
even a
society.
term.
What?
Gas content analogy.
Analysis.
Show me proof of that.
Sure. I'll
Okay,
get the correct
there
thing
you
for you,
worded
but
it
it's what they do with
correctly.
the ice core
I
scientists.
had to correct you. Sorry, son.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, good white light. I've tried to be really generous. I've been trying to be nice. I've tried to be reasonable. But you've now reached that sort of point in the road where you can either act like an adult or you can go and fuck yourself.
Oh, I got to him. It worked.
No, not at all.
dude, you're
I
a
just
child.
I just don't deal with children.
What are you like 25 or something?
No, more like
Far older than that.
14.
And
I'm
some
the
of the drinks
bully.
that you've had in here this evening has
Hey,
not
I'm
been
old
nice
enough
and
to
not
be your
fair.
dad, but you can call me daddy.
Well, I'm probably older than you.
Well,
In fact, I'm
sorry to
probably
hear
old
that,
enough
bud.
to be your father. And I've spent an awful lot of time in the US, so I could be your father because I'm quite a slut.
You're probably missing all your teeth. Man. I can see the way you talk.
I've got pretty much all
I
my teeth.
can hear that list. You got a few fucking
Sorry,
stragglers
mate. Yeah, I know.
holding on for dear life.
Yep. Go on. Show us how
What
adult you are.
is it? Something in your water
Yeah.
that y'all drink down there?
Just
What is it, man?
So this is what happens, everyone. Just take note. When you've lost all arguments, you then
No.
create ad hoc.
See, he's trying to
Hey,
get me to
Hey, I
actually
just want to
react
see proof,
and then
man.
insult
Just
him
show,
and be nasty to him
just show me
and
your
drop
ball.
down to his level.
Don't show me
But
your ball.
I'm not going to do that
Just
because I'm not
show
going to
me
let an
a
idiot
ball.
drag me down to
Look,
his level.
this is all I
and
want.
his experience.
This is all I want.
I think this is the problem.
Hold on.
If you want to
Can I
engage
make a request?
adults,
Look, he's gonna keep
then
talking.
let's
of
just
course.
No, no one wants to listen to you anymore. Good, like you've just you've kind of overstayed your welcome a little bit.
Bygones and say, hey, we all got a bit testy. Let's move on. But
Let's
if you want
move
to
on.
continue in this vein, and I'm serious, you can just fuck off. I won't talk to you.
Okay, let's keep talking. I like talking,
Yeah,
but not really.
you're nothing.
There are plenty of arseholes around for you to treat and such. Don't treat
Yeah.
the people that don't treat you like that. Now, Sheeple, he can be an arsehole, and he
Yeah,
knows
come at me,
he
bro.
relishes at it. I don't tend to do that with most people.
That's right. I've got good training.
Oh my God! Just by the sound of your voice, I can already just picture who you are, what
Okay,
you are.
tell me who I am.
Damn, dude, you are sad. Hey, anyway, come on, let's
Tell me who
let's move
I
on.
am.
He's running away.
Tell
You
me
don't
who
know
I
who
am.
you are, man.
What I do
You
for a
don't- you
living,
really
etc.
don't- You really don't know who
Status
you are, man.
of
That's
my life,
sad.
so to speak.
Did
You
you just
fucking
see?
guru.
He begged.
Come on.
Hey, he begged a grown man to tell him who he was. You
No,
see what I made him
but
do
I
there?
said,
you were
I know who you
purporting
are. I
to.
said, tell me what it is then.
I'm getting to.
I
How
think
am I
you're trying
winning
to get
this
to substantiate a claim
by
that you
such
made.
a landslide
Yeah.
in here? Look, hey man, can I just make a request? Simple
Sure.
request. Just show me your globe model working with water that sticks to a ball, the exterior of a ball, not just any ball. It's
Yeah,
it's
I'm
At a physical
no,
demonstration.
hold on. It's a rock ball. No,
Okay.
it has to be made of rock, right? Because
I'm
that's what
going to
water
invoke
sticks to.
the
Has
major
to be a
law
rock
of
ball
physics
with
as my model.
working waterfalls
Yeah,
and
you understand that?
volcanoes.
Did you hear my answer?
Let's see it. Do you have that model?
Yeah, I have that model, and it's called the Principal Laws of Physics.
No, show us. Show it working.
How do you want to
Show
see it?
it me.
Do you want to see it like a Hornby railway set? You know, with little houses and little people waving at the train going by.
No,
What do you want?
just show it to scale.
I posted the link of Himawari 8. This takes a picture every 10 minutes. There you go.
So you brought up that lovely magnetism video, didn't you?
Hey, look
Yeah.
at that. Look at what is
What
that?
like?
The moon?
Show it me.
Metatron.
it.
What the fuck is that?
Can you hear me?
You're
good
trying to
Robert?
sell that to us?
Okay.
What is that?
So when your guy was
What
doing the
is that
observations
horseshit?
using the magnets,
Can't you just all be reasonable and look at that damn CG?
No,
We
you
are
are-
being reasonable. Can you stop being such a dumb fuck?
that you made to show you why your question's a fallacy. Are you prepared to
What
listen to my
fallacy?
reasoning? Okay, so you know when you brought
Red
that lovely
herring?
video,
Begging the question? Which one?
so
You're fucking. You're
Okay.
such a lightweight in this game,
I
good
will
white.
I will take it out of philosophical talk because I wasn't invoking a philosophical fallacy. Your argument was fallacious because the way you showed your magnetism
But
video.
what fallacy is that? Just okay, don't
dear
tell
God.
me, don't
Let me finish
describe
your
it.
point.
Just say it in one word. It's easier that way.
Last chance.
It keeps you from monologuing.
Last chance. Okay? The fallacy you're doing is you're asking us to demonstrate something when we're in the equivalent of an incredibly intense magnetic field when your guy on his video was showing the effects of magnets on the liquid that he produced. Now, if we had other strong magnetic fields around it, it would not have allowed him to show that example because there would have been too much interference. We're in and surrounded by the effects of gravity. So therefore, we cannot overcome that force of gravity to show things like water sticking to a ball while we're in the gravity well of Earth. Is that a reasonable answer to why your question is problematic?
You could have just said I was straw manning. That's it.
That's not a straw man that you were doing because you weren't creating an argument for me. But I'll let you know when you've committed a fallacy. And I'll
Okay,
define
but what fallacy was that then? Then you could have just said that.
Okay, so basically, if you want to put it in fallacious terms, it would be where your premises are not valid.
They're all fucking excited. It
Mal-
wasn't one of their own people that committed the
Probably
fallacy
a
this
better way
time.
of describing
You're not
it.
helping, Jeremy.
Yeah, Druss
As
is all
fucking
fucking
usual.
Druss is all fucking excited because it's usually their own people that are committing fallacies left and right. I measure my time in here in fallacies per hour.
So it's a malformed question. And have I demonstrated to you why it's a malformed question? Or have I given you reason for why I consider it a malformed question? If you want to be
No, not really.
So
because you're using some CGI bullshit.
Okay, so let me put another. It's like you trying to say, "Hey, show me a dry paper towel underwater." Yeah, if that dry paper towel is in the water, it is therefore wet. It is not dry because I'm continually surrounded by water. You're asking me to demonstrate the effect of gravity against another mass when the mass around it is that much more powerful, i.e., we're all under the water of gravity around us, and therefore you're not going to be able to have the water stick to the ball. It's going to fall off and be attracted to the stronger force. The same way as if I've got a weaker magnet and a stronger magnet, the stronger magnet will win if the distance is short enough.
That's a great analogy.
So you're saying that these heavenly bodies are magnets?
Good proof, Poofy. Did you take note of that analogy?
Hey, wow! He just said.
That's a good analogy.
Hey, he just said there's magnets. The Earth is a
No,
magnet.
he's talking about an analogy.
In so many words. Yeah, he did.
Analogies, analogous.
He used analogies of magnets. So now he's saying that our Earth is a magnet, the Moon is a magnet, and even
let me get in real quick.
Anyway, guys,
the ocean as a whole is a magnet.
I'll come back when people want to discuss things like an adult.
Thanks for the insight.
So you
No,
still can't show us proof. I win.
You added to the beating he took.
It's
No
this
proof.
guy's fault because you hold on. It's this guy's fault because you can't demonstrate any of your shit. It's his fault.
No, I asked specifically. Hold on, Jeremy. I asked specifically for a waterfall and volcanoes, and a model of a rock ball with water sticking to it. That's all I asked for.
I'm asking
Sorry,
that
do we sign on to be your servants or jumping monkeys?
Then you can't show us your model.
And can you show that flatness?
Yeah, that would work on a flat model. All those things would work, yes.
What aspect of the model
we
would you
don't
like
have
to
to magically
see?
have water sticking to a ball for our
Twilight, hang
model
on.
to work.
What aspect of the model would you like to see? Like saying the model is just a grandiose statement that really has no meaning. What do you want to see?
No,
you know
it
it has
wouldn't
no
be
meaning because it's not a
grandiose.
real thing.
It'd just be
Jeremy,
generalized.
go drink some of your fucking mop water and stop acting like a dipshit.
Jeremy, why don't you show the flatness?
Jeremy knows the fuck out of it because he has no original thought or comment. He just steals what QE says and comes in and passes it off as his own.
Listen, you guys,
Jeremy, you have nothing. You have, even from the flat Earth side, you have fuck all to bring to the table.
Okay, you guys.
What QE says is gospel. Keep that in mind. So don't start cult leader or were you saying something?
He's got a point there, Jeremy.
About me not having an original thought, that's just an insult or ad hom fallacy.
No, actually, that's first of all, Jeremy, that's not ad hom.
It's also
I
a
insulted
genetic
you. Yes,
fallacy.
I fully admit that.
It's
but
also
that was not an ad
it's
hom.
also a genetic
You
fallacy.
demonstrated you have no original thought, no original concept, no original idea. You're actually ashamed of the flat Earth movement.
It's literally you're literally committing a fallacy right now.
No,
you're
it
committing a genetic fallacy right
wrong,
now.
though. You can say, "Here's a statement I have that's my own of my own conjuring."
It's
say
a
that.
genetic fallacy.
Give us a thought of your own that's original. Prove them wrong.
Jeremy, you are a wart on the ass of flat Earth. That's who you are.
More ad homs.
That is an insult.
That
wasn't even an ad hom. That was an insult.
Yeah,
Get your fucking fallacies right.
Just an insult. So he said you had no original thoughts.
Are we going to sit around and insult people like children all day?
I'm fine with that.
Sit around and insult people like children all day.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Insult Sunday for me, actually. It's Insult Sunday here in New Zealand, so yeah, it's required.
Produce proof of a working globe model,
and
but
you can't produce refutation.
You invoke it every day, but you don't have any proof. Just all the rhetoric you've been fed since you were a kid.
What do you do for a living? What's your scientific expertise?
Don't tell them what you do.
Matter.
Exactly.
Of course not.
You're unqualified to speak on such matters.
And it's not true. It's called evidence.
If we're gonna be like kids, I'm gonna bring out the "you started it" fallacy.
No, hold on. What evidence? Didn't I say you couldn't produce a globe model?
Nice.
Yeah, but you used the word proof, and the correct word is evidence, not proof. Right? Proof is a mathematical,
God.
not a natural scientific one. right?
But sheeple,
but what do you mean natural scientific? If you're claiming it's science, then you got to follow the scientific method, son.
yeah, sheeple. Keep in mind that that's the qualification fallacy. Just because you're qualified doesn't mean that you're going to speak truth.
That's what you mean with scientific method. Q is cherry-picked version of it. Yeah, we don't follow that.
But Q cuts through the nonsense and says, what evidence do you have for this thing that's at least somewhat empirical beyond just mere theoretical fancy? That at least is valid. And that's why you can't speak against our cult leader. Otherwise, I will find you and, shank you.
Cult leader. Yeah, that's what he
Okay, fair enough. Well, the relevance to what I said, Lemon, is because we've got rocket science who actually has a vast understanding of satellites and orbital mechanics to someone like Goodlight who just denies satellites' existence outright.
Well, he's very qualified
for someone
on
unqualified to make a statement of such, or I guess uneducated, nonsense would be kind of evident that I would listen to the one who actually works with the technology over someone who just because it destroys flat Earth needs to agree with it.
And I would agree with rocket
with all
scientists
the other
when it comes
rhetoric
to rockets.
he spewed.
But I would not listen to him about the shape of the Earth because he is a sold-out biased glober who may not know about the shape of the Earth per se, but rockets. So I would take it with a grain of salt when it comes to the shape of the Earth.
You can fuck off. Okay.
Just saying, dude.
I'm typing a response. I'm going to make these points because it's pissing me off with people like you and all your idiot friends out there. Okay. People like me, Sphera, Jace, engineers, people who've even done the research, you don't have a degree for it. They spend countless hours researching and understanding these things. And a dipshit like you comes along who watches a 5-minute YouTube video and think you can step up to the plate and be equal with me, you can fuck off. I have spent hours frustrating in front of computers, in the lab, working with equipment, trying to figure things out. Like the
wasn't Werner von Braun a rocket scientist?
I've done the hard work. And you have no right to say that kind of shit about me.
Hey, why was Werner von Braun collaborating with Walt Disney?
And I respect your hard work when it comes to rocketry and all that other stuff, but I've taken licks of my own. I've taken the societal licks, the societal persecution, and the societal censure for speaking the flat and obvious truth when you look out at the horizon and it's flat. So I am not a sold-out glober who is taking all of my considerable knowledge like you and applying it to a wrong globe model. I am an outsider with a fresh perspective who is not sold out to a wrong system.
Say considerable knowledge like me. I hate to flex, but when you say shit like that, I'm not going to stand for it because it's not about me. It's about the other people in this room who've done the hard work, like Jace and other engineers and scientists who've done the hard work. And a fucktard like you thinks you're equivalent to us. Get the fuck out of here.
Right, why would that even be relevant?
Thank you.
Who he
You still can't produce a globe model. Sad, isn't it?
Why would that even be relevant?
Can't produce a globe model. FG M1 M1 R squared. Voila, you happy?
I mean,
Werner
von Braun was a great scientist, right? And his V2 worked before he was in contact with any Disney at all, right? And it was flying and hitting London. So why would that even be relevant? Why would you even mention that?
Why would he have to collaborate with Walt Disney?
Or not? No, it has nothing to do with his scientific efforts. His V2 was flying long before Disney, right? Was it not? And it was reaching altitudes which is like space. This was the first human-made object.
What were they collaborating on?
Right?
Fake space movies?
In the V2 they didn't. I doubt they did that Disney was interested in the V2, right?
They're the pioneers of CGI. Just want to let y'all know.
The V2 was CGI?
V2 looked flat.
The V2 was not CGI, right?
It was flat though.
The V2 was that supersonic bomb, right? Which
they used to fake rocket tech so they could show it to Hitler to get more funding. The German rocket science
actually flew, and it was actually landing in people's backyards.
Oh, I had a V2 laying in my backyard yesterday. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
No, Then you got to USA.
Remember, rockets don't work in space for all the reasons that you completely don't understand.
V2 didn't go to space.
Jeremy, you wanted to.
V2 didn't go to space?
No, it went to flatland.
No?
V2 went to flatland.
Really? Did it go into space at any point in time?
I don't know. It went to flat space. That's where it went. Didn't go to your ball space.
Where's
What are you
flat space?
talking about?
V2
Why
didn't
you-
go to ball space.
Why are you acting
Sheeple,
like that?
Sheeple, because they think that it means it was flat or round, and it ain't got nothing to do with it, Sheeple. That's why.
You ain't brought anything to back up your claim. Just like that claim about the NASA. No one's done their homework on this. You boys haven't done the homework on this thing with the.
They haven't, Sheeple.
You know, you didn't
I'm
even
sorry,
bring.
buddy.
No one even provided the video for refutation. I mean, it's really weak, Don, when you just make claims. You know,
I'm not claiming
not
nothing.
you,
no,
but
no,
in general.
No. I ain't claiming shit.
Okay, well, provide it
They
then.
asserted all their V2 footage, and it's flat.
Okay,
Period.
provide it. That's what I'm saying. You're just saying it's flat because you heard the word V2.
No, because I've seen all the V2 footage, sheeple.
Well, I'm asking you
They
to provide
fucking
it.
paste it together. They fucking show you fucking flat. It didn't go that high, man. It's not that. I don't know why we're arguing over this. V2 just didn't go that high.
How high
That's
did
the
the V2
basic
go?
end all of it.
You made a claim. Back it up. How high did the V2 rocket go? As I just crack a beer.
The lowest of all the rockets. Zach.
Sorry, that was me.
No.
It went the lowest of all the rockets.
No, that's not an answer.
Give me 8 seconds, okay? Give me 8 seconds.
Go Google it.
Jesus.
No,
Like you saying something, you fucking know I'm right. That's what's fucking disgusting. You guys, man, please. Y'all talking about shit that's irrelevant. That's what's sickening, man. You acting like it fucking matters, and it's nothing.
How high did V2 rocket go?
4 more seconds.
We're burning daylight. Let's go. While we're young. While we're young. Off by a factor.
Crazy, like you ain't fucking got Google, bro.
Thank God
It's not-
you do.
It's not their job to prove your claim.
They are claiming Look, man. First of all, they're not really claiming it. Y'all are talking about V2 as if it means something. You're like proxy, passive aggressive claiming shit.
Everything
Okay?
I bring, I
Yeah.
back up.
And then you want to
bring.
turn around to somebody who's actually
Everything I
claiming
bring,
something and act like man, here we go. V2
Yeah.
object to travel into space by crossing the Kármán line with the vertical launch of MW 18014. Research of the military used long-range rockets began with studying of the gradient. They were studying the gradient, Zanuck. They weren't going into space if they were still in the fucking
How high
gradient.
did they go?
Holy
How
shit.
high did they go?
Why don't we keep reading together?
Why don't you keep on reading? It's your claim.
Holy shit.
174.6 kilometer, which is
Thank you, buddy.
beyond, which is beyond 100 kilometer the Kármán line. So they went into space, and this was not.
Bingo.
They went into the gradient. They showed
Went
you.
into space.
Wow, great job.
They-
To touch from.
Yeah,
They-
Mr. Logos. They showed you
You don't like being
flatland.
wrong,
Is
I
all
get
they
it.
showed
You don't
you,
like
man.
to be wrong. but
Ain't
don't
nobody
make
wrong, dog.
stupid
They showed you
Don't
flat
make
land.
stupid claims unless you
They
can
showed
back
you
it
game
up.
is dishonest,
Show
Don.
me
Play it.
V2 showing you a ball, dog. Show me V2 showing you a ball.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's what I
straw
thought.
man.
That's
Talking
what I
about
thought.
going into space.
Don,
Bullshit.
you want zero?
No. You try to fit. You trying to straw man, homie.
Zero
I
respect.
jumped in and said your V2 went and showed you flatness. I said your V2 didn't go into fucking space. It didn't go into ball space. I immediately said your V2 did not go into ball space.
Don.
Fucking straw man and ass.
Hey,
Passive aggressive implication ass. No proof having
No,
ass
this
want to
is
turn
why
around
you
and say
get
I
no
gotta have some proof
respect.
having ass.
This is why you get no respect, Don.
Yeah,
no.
that's right. That's right.
No
That's why I get no respect. Okay, Curve. From you.
This is pathetic what you're doing right
Occasionally.
now, Don.
Yeah, right.
Don,
Standing up for
I'm
all of
giving
us.
it
What
to
I'm
you
doing
straight,
right
Don.
here. Standing up for all of
Don,
us.
you want me to
Act
lie
like
to you?
because the Soviets did it, it must mean something.
Hey, Chemo,
Fucking
you
get
notice
real.
how
It meant
he's
it was
gotta
flat.
like talk
is what the
over
fuck it
everything?
meant. It showed you flatness.
All I'm trying to do is make quick little comments. Don's got to even talk over those. Now, what the fuck's going on here?
They just talk about like, oh well, V2, so it can't be a conspiracy because Russia.
Don't ramble, Don.
Okay, Don, let's settle down now. You made a claim. We had some fun with you. Okay, I apologize if we got a little, aggro, but you made a claim. It's clearly wrong. Then you say, "Oh well,
No, I didn't, Zanuck. I said it didn't show you. I'm interrupting you because you go not fucking lie on me, Zanuck. I didn't fucking make a claim that was wrong. I said it didn't go to your fucking ball space.
I was in the middle of a sentence.
No, and then you lied, motherfucker, and it ain't gonna continue.
Let me finish.
Now, fuck that.
Wow.
I mean, you be cute, say have fun instead. As soon as you say some fake shit, you gonna get the fucking wrath, dog.
Don, you can't do this, man.
Wow.
He's muted. He's muted, Zanuck.
Xanax muted. What about Don?
They're both muted.
Very good then.
It's a fair trade.
But you gotta, if you pay attention and keep up, you'll see Don is causing this shit.
Yep. 100 miles is well and truly
an angel or the I'm an angel. But right there, that was Don triggering all that.
Yeah, but y'all are incorrect. And I don't care if it's 100 miles, sheeple. I said it didn't show you a ball.
I just provided the link to the photos.
Let me. Can you send me one sentence, please? Very, very calmly. So you asked about the V2. We told you. You even told us what the altitude. Then you said, "Oh,
look at Sheeple's like pasted together."
Let Zanuck finish.
I'm still talking. You're doing it again, Don. Please shut the fuck up for a second. So you made the statement. You made the conclusion, drew the conclusion that we did go higher than what we call space. And you said, "Oh, that's flatter space, not rounder space." And then right after that, somebody posted a picture of the V2 that was modified in 1947 to take pictures of space and the rounder. So now we have the V2 in space and taking pictures of the round Earth.
No, you're a liar. It's not round Earth.
An utterly
you're a liar.
Sheeple just posted it.
No, he posted 5 pictures pasted together that are tilted so you think it's a fucking round Earth, you fucking numpty.
It couldn't take the photo like a video, Don.
So I'm still right, dog.
No, you're
One
not.
photo
Right.
showed you a piece of a hemisphere. How many degrees is in a ball, please?
Don.
Is it 14 degrees, 18, 20, 30, 45 degrees?
Okay,
no,
Don.
it's 360 degrees in a ball.
Don, listen to me carefully. The ISS can't show the entire sphere, and it's higher than the. It's
so
higher
I'm still
than.
right.
Listen,
you can make all the excuses you want. I'm still correct.
Listen to me carefully. The ISS is over twice as high as the rocket went in the V2, okay, and took photos. So if the ISS can't take the ball, how is something less than it gonna take it?
Not my problem. My point is, I'm still correct.
No, you're not
still correct. I stand by what I said.
You said your initial claim was not the ball. You said it showed flat.
And it does.
No, hold on. He said
still
it
correct.
went into flat space,
See,
not ball space.
You're right, Curve. The thing is, I'm not being passive aggressive.
Okay,
you guys kicking it back and forth are being passive aggressive, inferring, and acting like you have fucking. I'm stating the facts.
No,
period.
But you're
so you can keep looking at it from your little safe space all you want. You need to be prepared for your enemies. Your enemies are going to turn to you and say, why you talk about some shit that says flat, dog? Why you talk about some shit that shows you 15 degrees of 360, dog?
When's it going to stop?
Yeah, be prepared, dude. Ugh.
1947, Don.
Yeah, that's what you said, which is different than what you've been saying that you said.
Sure, okay, Curve. Sure, buddy.
Don,
they
you're
mishear
wrong.
Me, man. Nah, because then one jumped down my throat. You gonna believe that's what was said, Curve? That's not what was said, man.
Don, I heard you.
I
heard what was said.
Okay. Tell me what I said it was wrong, Curve.
Don, you're wrong. Quit lying. Man
What did I
up
lie
and
about,
move
Curve?
on.
What did I lie about, Curve?
What made you
When
think?
you lied about what you said.
What made you think that it's tilted?
You tried to revise history afterwards, saying you said something other than what you said. You changed your story.
I give you
No,
turn
that's
number
true.
3. Turn number 3. What I lie about?
You claim that it's
I'm not
tilted.
taking any turns.
Hey, is the
I'm giving
Khabib Gaethje
answers.
fight still
I'm
on?
telling you what the fuck's up.
What made you think that it's tilted?
Look, I get your logo. I'm sure that you're making a point about, hey man, there's multiple agencies doing it. Okay.
Oh,
To
yeah,
me,
baby.
it's
Sorry, I
irrelevant.
gotta go,
It's
guys.
irrelevant.
I'm just
Okay. First of all,
asking specifically for that picture from 1947. You said all those 5 images were tilted. What makes you think that they are tilted? Because when you put them together as they did, all those structures they match up, right?
do they?
So why do
You
they
don't
do?
you don't think that we could get within like 2% shifting and have the structures match up, and that would be all the difference to imply that curve right there? Because I bet it would. Also, Mr. Logos, I'm going to go out on another limb and tell you, I think the Russians are more careful to not bullshit. I think the Russians putting out more of the real data, right, and being like, look, here's what we're seeing. We're not going to over claim what it is, and everybody else is running with the shit. It's the Americans that went to the moon and are bullshitting all this extra shit, possibly, not the Russians.
What about the Russians? What about the Russians on the Soyuz? What about the Russians on the Soyuz?
Exactly. That's what makes me think that they're going up there, sheeple. That's what makes me think they're going up there, but they're not putting out like extra propaganda to their people the way America is, man. Like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it past. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them to have an extra like saving grace in this field, man.
Okay,
they would be able to come out of
is
it.
the Soyuz real? Is the Soyuz rocket real?
I haven't seen nothing to show me it's fake.
Right. So
Not
the
said
Soyuz rocket that has astronauts on it who take the camera and look out the window and look at Earth, and a geophysicist says, it's really nice to see, because I'm a geophysicist.
Possibly, man. I jumped up talking about our sugar baby V2. That was the first thing that went that high, man.
And now
that was the first thing. But we're not gonna pretend that it showed us a full ball. We're not gonna pretend it disproved fucking flat Earth without a doubt. We don't need to do that because it didn't.
Right. So before the small steps in 1946 began, V2 rockets to take image from space. The highest picture ever taken on Earth's surface from an Explorer 2 balloon, which ascended 13.7 miles in 1935. So between 1935 and 1946, Don, they developed the technology to fire the rockets up. Now we have an ISS that shows pretty much, similar imagery to this 24/7 when it takes any capture of it. So the idea that we would see a whole Earth is kind of impossible because they didn't expect to see a whole Earth. This was to show the curvature only. And at 174 kilometers, you can see the curvature. End of story.
Only when pasted together. That's what's kind of interesting.
The point is, Don, is that you can't manipulate these to flat and have those structures match up. It just doesn't work.
I disagree
Each
there, man.
photo shows curvature. You don't have to paste them together.
Yeah, it could be one single shot, and that would have been all you would have needed.
Mm-hmm. You guys remember how you talked about this is the one that had the camera on it? Y'all know y'all seen that live video cam. They have video camera on it too. Remember that?
What about today? What about today's rocket launch?
No.
The
Let's just talk about the thing that I wanted to jump in, and everyone thinks I'm so fucking ignorant about. The V2.
Which one?
Have y'all seen the video footage from the V2? Right. Have y'all seen how inconsistent the horizon is throughout the whole clip of the footage? Fine, man. If y'all haven't seen it, I guess we can't talk about it like grown men.
Well, I might have seen a clip of it a long time ago, but I've watched a lot of manipulated footage as well. So post me what you think you saw, so then I can't create false arguments about what you're talking about.
I'd just like to repeat a comment Dr. Virus made in text chat. Don the guy paranoid of governments, trust Nazis and Soviets.
Yeah, I trust Soviets that they're going to be able to not be caught bullshitting as much as as us. They cover their tracks better than our government does. Is that unreasonable to say, Rocket?
So the moon landings were real then, because if the moon landings weren't real and the Russians had that information, surely they would be honest and say so.
Not
And when China went,
See,
when
but that's
China
people.
went
See,
by,
you're inserting
no, but when
something that
China
wasn't
went
there.
by, is China on your side too? When China went by the moon and used the retroreflectors and identified the rovers, you know, surely
See what
that
I'm
wasn't
saying?
real.
No. You're
They
agreeing
could
with
have
me
lied
here.
and brought America to its knees.
No, you're agreeing with me here, but you're inserting something that's not there. You're inserting this adversarial element, right? I've never inserted an adversarial element. I asserted a being able to dust their shoulder off element, right? Of being able to walk away without a trace element. Not that they weren't cooperating. Now you're putting in this uncooperation element, which does. Hey, let's say they're all cooperating, but China and USA, they don't care about, the risks, the extra risks that they take if their public is going to expose them. Where Russia, they might be a little more careful about that. You get what I'm saying? They cover their tracks a little bit better. China's willing to go and pretend they're on the moon, even though possibly now, guys, possibly.
Right.
China's,
Okay. So
right.
Russia helped
Russia's not.
America and their astronauts get to the ISS.
The thing that's still in orbit, yes, the thing that they're not claiming is, gone to the moon.
Don,
Right,
That doesn't make sense.
Don, hold on. Let me jump.
Well, it does to me.
It doesn't make
Let me
sense,
jump-
brother. Because listen, check it out. If they're going to distance themselves and walk away, they wouldn't be involved in something that could expose a lie. Now, the ISS has Russians on it as well as Americans using Soyuz to travel to and from.
Don, when it
Right.
comes to
Listen,
space,
Your logic's
Don,
fine if you put it. You put it in that absolute.
Bro, can you hear me
Yes,
talking?
2 seconds, Jeremy. 2 seconds.
Talking right now.
2 seconds, Jeremy. But Sheeple, you're putting it in this extreme where I'm saying, if they wanted this, I'm just saying they're doing as least as possible. You don't have to exaggerate it to the absolute extreme. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I'm trying to help you, bro. Listen, when you say they're not all in it together and cooperating, look up the Moon Treaty. All right, that'll put things into perspective on if they're cooperating or not.
You know the US didn't sign that treaty, right?
Oh, burn.
I didn't know that. No. But they are okay. So everyone but the U.S. is cooperating in space. If we
actually, you know what that treaty says, right?
Yeah, go and read that treaty because there's other countries that are in this.
Did you just read the title again, Jeremy?
Of course he did.
Damn
That's what
it.
Mongs do.
Do you think I read the whole Moon Treaty? Of course not.
Did you read
Well,
any
you
of
watched
it?
you watched 3 hours of the Moon, American Moon. I thought you might read past the title on the American Treaty. Moon Treaty. Sorry.
Australia's part of the Moon Treaty.
There you
Mexico.
go.
Yes, we are.
All the countries that can't get there.
None of the
So,
space fair.
one thing that Don
very
was
honest.
saying, Don was saying
Rocket
that
scientist.
Don was saying that we go to we went.
What happened?
You cut out more.
They went to
Moyoc
fucking
CMB has failed.
Shut up. Russia went to Venus 3 times, is it? That's almost as challenging a mission as the moon mission.
You're so funny.
Were they the
You're so
Mariner
funny,
missions?
man. Like, think about the fact of biting off more than you can chew, man.
Don, that's what you do. Make these comments, just an FYI. But please go on.
Hang on, but Russia took a photo on the surface of Venus.
Yeah, and that'll never be disproven, bro. Anyone's never gonna go to Venus and go, look, that photo doesn't match. Right, but the dancing on the moon, the falling around the moon, and 6 times gravity and all that shit's a lot more
1/6
under the microscope of scrutiny.
1/6 gravity, no, 6 times gravity.
You can look at it either way; it's fine. 6
no,
times
you
less.
You can't.
6 times less gravity. What's wrong with 6 times less?
It's 6 times.
Y'all are grown ass men laughing at 6 times. I mean, y'all grown
You
ass
said
men.
6 times gravity.
So
Dawn.
what?
Dawn.
You think I don't know what it is?
How do you know?
I don't know what 6 times less
might be real.
Dude, you're a fucking joke, dude.
I just wanted to make
The fact is you
sure.
got people in here that are easily manipulated by you saying the wrong thing.
Big parrots.
Yeah.
Ay.
Get real,
Good
dude.
thought.
Get real, man. Y'all. That's how y'all acting. I'm gonna give it to all 7 of y'all, like giggling little children.
You're the one's been giggling.
I'm not
bitch.
giggling. I'm pointing and laughing hysterically at you.
Yeah, nothing. And me being right. You're laughing at me being right. That's fucking hilarious.
No, you're not right. That's the problem. That's why I point and laugh. Go, ha ha! You're wrong.
You've made no point of me being wrong because the gravity is 6 times less,
yeah.
and you want to
No,
leave
you
out a
said
word
6
and you
times.
think that's wrong.
Yeah.
You want to laugh like a fucking kindergartner, bro.
You said 6 times.
6 times something is not a division.
Oh my god.
Well, you can
Oh
say
my
6
God.
times less gravity, but you didn't say that. You said 6
Oh
times.
my god.
Yeah, you did say it, and that's what I caught, Don, and I just wanted to confirm.
You're right.
I'm sorry
It's the
that I
cutest
pulled you
thing.
up on it.
It's the cutest thing you've ever heard.
Sheeples, are you smart enough to realize that he might have just misspoke?
Man,
He
might have.
You guys use that
Did
excuse
I
all the fucking
say?
time.
that we've
Did I say 6 times? No, it's 1/6. You fucking moron.
Yeah, maybe
No,
he
I didn't.
misspoke. Even if
No,
you
I didn't. I just
didn't.
clarified with him because
You're not
Don is my
smart enough.
friend.
You're not smart enough
Yeah.
to realize that you've been talking to this guy for how long, and you don't think he knows what the gravity.
It's all right.
supposed
They couldn't
gravity
get
of the
me. They
moon
couldn't
is.
call me out
That
on the
makes
thing
you
they thought they were going to get to call me out on. They got to get a W somewhere. It's all right.
Yeah, but but hang
that
on.
makes you ignorant.
All I
Hold
can
your
do is
horses.
clarify so that I
Wait,
don't
Don.
create. It's German.
You don't have to clarify that. You know what he
I,
meant.
I just need to ask Don something. So, the photo that was taken on Venus' surface, because you can't falsify that, does that mean Venus exists?
It means Russia's happy to be in your little probe game, but they're not out there dancing around.
You realize that was during the Cold War, right?
Oh no, that means it must be true.
When Russia would do anything to undermine
When
the
you
US.
say Russia would do anything, you're right. I forgot. Let me rewrite my brain now because you guys assume.
Oh God,
All
wouldn't
right,
that be
that's cool.
good?
Oh my god.
Well, you don't even know what mission it was.
You don't know what a murderer is.
Yeah, I do know what a murderer is. Jesus Christ.
Say something funny, Don. I want to laugh at you more.
All right, airburst problems. What is this?
They think this shit is a
V1?
game, Don. They think it's a fucking game.
I know. It's like Logos
It's not a game, but
all good.
Don just chooses to self-victimize himself so hard when we point out his errors that I might as well poke at him some more, so that he gets to play the martyr card.
Hey, listen, man. You guys were passive aggressively doing this over assumption of cooperation between Russia and the space program. This over assumption of what the lowest rocket ever proved the land was. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but one, I need to condition you to be ready for a strong enemy, and two, we need to stand up for the people that you're possibly oppressing if the small, tiny chance they happen to be right. Okay? Sorry.
But Don, you said it showed flat.
And it did. Look at it. Look at each of them slices, sheeple. Straight, flat fucking line. Don't lie about it. Man up.
All right. Well, do you want me to cut them out and rotate them for you against a flat line? Is that what you want me to do?
They're just locally flat.
Yeah,
I can cut them out and I can rotate them and I can put a perpendicular line right across next to it and showing you that no matter what fucking rotation I give it to it, it's still going to show a curve. Do I have to do this, or can't you just tilt your head to see that? Honestly.
Still looking at him. I'm going to look at him a 17 millionth time for you, sheeple. I'm going to keep doing it.
Honestly,
they look flat.
Thank you,
Your buddy
Drax.
said they look locally flat.
You guys have got to stop being so negative when people bring you evidence. All you guys seem to have done over the last couple of days is already dismiss it before it's even been presented.
You're kidding me. I'm the one presenting this
No,
evidence.
no, I'm not kidding you. It's an observation I've made over the last 3 days. You guys are going into censorship mode. The moment we start
us a lecture
saying
about
something, you
objectivity. I
overtalk
love
us.
it.
Bullshit.
No, it's not about objectivity.
You're
it's
censoring
about the
this
fact that you are
evidence.
denying the answers to your questions.
Look at the evidence we're presenting. that the babble y'all were talking about. Look at 18 minutes after the hour. Look at 18 minutes after the hour.
What
Pick
evidence?
one of these frames. Pick one of the frames of the observations made from the V2. Pick any one of the frames. Tilt that motherfucker so that line is right at a horizontal to your eye line. Look, tell me that shit ain't flat. Flat. Looks flat. Next one, flat.
Well, then you obviously have a problem with your eyesight.
Usual. I tried to jump in to say, remember, guys, the V2 didn't go that high. Basically,
you did not say that.
This is what the fuck we get.
You dared to say that to these guys,
Yeah,
and you didn't expect them to lose their minds?
He did.
Are you crazy? You don't talk about the V2 like that.
You said it showed flat. You didn't talk about height, and then afterwards you said it doesn't show a ball. No one ever claimed the V2 would show a ball because, as I said to you,
That's the point,
twice
people.
as the ISS is twice the height. What it showed definitively
Man,
was
that's what I'm
curvature.
The fact you're going to sit here now and say that the V2 never showed, no one would ever claim that, that's my point. You know, when we get to the nitty gritty of it, you're going to end up saying that no one would claim it shows, but they're passive aggressively talking about it as if it does. Sheeple, that's why I jumped in and said something.
No,
What
no
does
one ever.
aggressive mean in this context?
Yeah.
You know what it means. Grow up.
No one
No,
ever
no.
claimed the V2 showed the globe.
They were implying like it. Sheeple, come on, man.
V2 shows curvature is what we've always stated.
Yeah, and then you don't, and the dead that you don't. Dude, they were talking about like the wonders of Soviets collaborating with the America, and then why would they do the V2 if it was the V2 don't show no damn ball, motherfucker? Like, so irrelevant city. Next, that's basically my
V2
point. I'm
was
right.
from
I'm still
Germany.
standing on the point. I'll be standing on the point tomorrow. So get over your frickin' V2. Thank you.
Okay.
No way the Soviets would lie
You're
to
the
their
one in
people. The
denial.
U.S. would call them out.
No shit.
Goodness Christ.
No way the U.S. would lie to their people. The Soviets would call them out.
That makes
Who is
sense.
saying that over and over again?
That's
Who is
y'all's
that?
point. That's y'all's point, and it's a stupid point.
But
Why
that's
is it
the same.
stupid?
The
Scott, it's a
Japanese
stupid
would
point.
do it. The Germans
It's not.
would
It
do
isn't a
it.
stupid point. They were in a race
I
with us. They're in
disagree,
a race
sir.
with us.
Scott,
Can I just-
politicians
can
and
I-
scientists
can
do
I
what
just-
they're told from their
that-
masters, and the masters are the people that want the power of the world, and you know it. So,
Well, so the thing I was
don't have
trying
any
to say
evidence
was
that those
that I feel like
exist.
okay, go ahead, Slacker.
Sorry.
the power hierarchy
okay.
does not stop in governments, guys. There's people above the governments,
Guys.
and until y'all wake
Guys.
up and understand what that is, I feel sorry for you. I really do.
Can I say something? But you know, we were in this very competitive race with them, and the last thing they wanted to be was humiliating to them. We know it was humiliating to them when we won. We can now go back and look at documents and memos and letters, and they really were not happy about that. And if they could somehow show that we were lying to the world, don't you think that they would out us?
Yeah, it wasn't just the government
No.
supposedly lying to its people. It was what we were telling the rest of the world.
Not if they were fucking lying too.
Yeah, guys,
But why-
it's
but what-
simple.
what's the-
I'm
what's-
sorry.
what is there to make us
Scott,
think that
I'll
they're
say
lying too, though?
possibly, but not necessarily. That's definitely a fair answer, man.
But what makes us, yeah, that's fair. But what makes us think, though, that they would have some incentive to lie in our favor, given everything we know? I mean, yes, I guess it's theoretically possible, but it's a rewriting of all of history and without really a justification for it.
Well, maybe they were told to.
Maybe, but maybe anything, right? Maybe they tried to out us and they tripped on the way and got amnesia. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, maybe anything can follow.
Are you
They
saying
lied
that
to
the
us because
Soviets
of
never had
speculation.
homeland propaganda? That they never lied to their people?
No, of
Yeah,
course
but
not.
It's not
You're
about
talking
lying to your
about-
own people. It's about to the rest of the world in this case.
The thing is if we got to get philosophical here. We're basically getting, and the question that needs to be asked is, what does ruling the world mean? And I have, a suspicion that some of you guys could think more in depth about what that actually means. What ruling the world actually means, who are doing it and how they're doing it, and what they do with their day-to-day lives.
Why do you
What was the
presuppose
space
there's
race
some
about?
group
It was
ruling the
about who
world?
had more power in the world.
Yeah, not controlling the world, but having more power in the world.
No.
There's
It's the same.
There's a philosophical difference in what you're
Mhm.
trying to say compared to what actually happened.
Control is those who control is people asserting their power, right?
Yeah, and the space race
No.
was about how far and how easily can we assert our power over the rest of the world through rocket technology.
Or that's what you
And we
think it
showed that
was.
off through non-military means.
Or that's what you think.
Yeah, but to control the Earth is to undermine your authority. You understand this?
And I guess one way to ask the question to you, Don, would be to ask, what makes you think of what allows for this assumption or presupposition that there's some sort of coherent cabal that rules the world?
Currency.
Why currency? How does that suggest there's a cabal?
You guys only do what the currency tells you to do. You guys aren't resource users.
about you, but my
People
money doesn't
use
tell me
currency as a medium to all their goods and services. Period.
Sure,
I mean,
It's been
is
that-
Don
it's been
really
that
having
way
to
for a couple
defend
hundred
the
years now.
assertion that there
Yes,
are
but
people who
again,
control the
but why does
world?
that make you why does that lead you to the assumption that some small group is ruling the world?
Because there was a small group that started that. That's where all the power funnels back to. You guys believe the power is in political and military, when even the dumbass military falls for the currency trick.
Well, the power is everywhere. The power is in lots of different places, including currency,
And where's the
including military.
tippity top, Scott? Who's doing the puppet string?
Why does there have to be a top?
I don't think there is no one. I don't think there. I personally believe that there is no cabal
you're
with
incorrect.
things. I think that it's an. I don't. But what makes you say that? What is the reason that you believe this is true?
Okay. You know how society vets out who the lazy good-for-nothings are? And they kind of, try to elevate themselves past that. They're like, hey, whatever system's in place, you have to keep moving. You have to keep being productive. If you're not doing anything, you're shunned from society, basically, right? So when people get in their power, that's what they would be doing. They would be doing nothing, right? They'd be lounging around all day, giving orders. Society wouldn't like that, so they would have to hide that fact that they're doing that, right? So that's why they've hidden themselves so well, you don't even fucking remember that they're there.
But what I guess I still am looking for the thing that makes you think that this is the case. That makes you think that there's this group that rules the world. I guess you're saying now from
I
shadows.
don't think that's the case. I know it's the case. There's a
Well,
group
what
of
makes you
people
know
that
that?
do
What makes you know
nothing,
that?
Scott, and they have the authority to loan out and create wealth and currency in all these different political arenas, and they don't do anything for it.
Okay, so I understand the story. I understand the scenario. What I don't understand is, I guess, two things. One, I don't understand what makes you think that they exist, this cabal, and secondly, I don't understand why you don't think it's just, well, the richer you are, the more power you have. There are some very rich people in the world, and they're on the high end of people with power.
I don't
But that's
think,
different than
Scott,
coherent.
it's that we
Hold on,
know
hold on,
it
hold on,
exists.
hold on,
We have
hold on.
intelligent people that know that creating
asking
money is
how.
unfair to all the other people that
I'm
have
asking how you
accumulated
know
the
they exist.
proportions of money that they've accumulated in their little societal game, and they keep doing it. Why do you think if you were a leader, Scott, if I was a leader, I know damn well I wouldn't keep creating money and giving power to a group that's doing nothing for it. But yet our leaders keep doing this.
Don, you interrupted me to do this. You interrupted for this rant, and the question is not what you're answering. I'm asking you how you know this is true. I get that you're mad about it. I get that you're telling me the scenario. I get what the scenario is.
I told you how I
don't get
know
why
it's
you
true.
think it's how.
Just told you. Our leaders keep creating currency and debt when that's not an intelligent thing to do.
That's
It's
not how
proof
it
that
works.
it's true. There's
Of course they
somebody
create
above
currency and
them
debt.
that's getting appeased, right? And they're doing it.
not right.
So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. The power hierarchy I know is true because we see that there's these entities doing the money with / perspective power creation, right? And I'm placing them at higher in the structure because we know damn well that our leaders should not think that it's intelligent to keep fucking deflating our currency, but yet they keep doing it over and over.
Wait. I think monetary policy is a complicated topic, and I don't think it's reasonable to say that what they're doing is so obviously wrong and broken.
Why are they giving power to people that are doing nothing, Scott? What work is this group doing? What work is the IMF doing that we give them fucking any money for? What?
The international, the bank, the IMF bank. Yeah. I'm sure they do stuff all day long. What do you mean? What are they doing?
Sure, they do stuff. What do they do, Scott? What do they do?
They loan money and make deals.
That's nothing. What good or what service or good are they providing for our community?
They provide currency where places need it.
No, Scott. Why can't we provide our own currency? Genius.
Well, it's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. I mean, what do you mean exactly?
Dude, I'm sorry.
We lived on an island. We can make our own currency.
I'm sorry. There's just you got to think about this deeper. I can't answer all your questions here. This is going to have to be a personal journey.
I think I've asked you a simple question that you're not answering, which is, what evidence do you have that any of this is true? You basically created the story. I get the story, but you have not yet once told me anything compelling about why it is that you think that these people are secretly ruling the world.
That you can't answer the question.
An international bank has a lot of power. Big deal. Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of power. Okay, if you have a lot of money, you have a lot of power. A bank has a lot of power. So does Google. So does President Trump. Lots of people have lots of power. That doesn't make them a secret cabal ruling the world. That's the part I don't get. Why do you think they're a secret cabal ruling the world?
Wow, it's not that they're even secret, dude. It's that they hide the fact that they don't do anything, and then they still have all the power. You're sitting here proof that they don't do anything, even though you say it's tricky or you know, oh well, maybe there's more to the story, dude. What if a bum on the street said that they're going to count all our money?
Like, what makes you say this? What makes you say?
You just have to put yourself in the other people's shoes. That's what makes me say it.
My question is, how
put yourself in their shoes.
I feel like this is something that you have arbitrarily decided is true without really anything that could be called actual evidence.
Put yourself in their shoes, Scott. If you were the people,
I don't even know they exist.
Well, then that's a problem. You know the IMF exists. What about these people wanting to do big currency and all this currency, right? You don't think that they're going to do whatever they can to keep the fact that they don't have to work for other people and everybody works for them and they can print power whenever they want? You don't think they're going to try to keep that power?
Who works for them? Who works for them?
Nobody works for them. All of us.
What does that even mean? Do you think we work for the Bitcoin people? We work for Satoshi?
No. The Bitcoin people are their competitors.
So who are you saying we work?
You work for the cabal.
You can't even get a name to
anybody who uses money works for that cabal, dude. All of us do.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and same as Bitcoin, because it's valued against the current.
Listen, shut up, you fucking nutties. Listen, man. Hey, man. Money, currency is king's favor. That's all it is. And you don't even know who your fucking king is. We're sold it as our population, as a group. We're all supposed to be, we're all sharing, we all own it. It's for the people. It's not for the people. It's for the fucking shadow king printing your money that you're fucking dancing around for. He can buy your shit whenever he wants. He's going to pull the fucking money out of his ass. He's going to buy all your shit and you're going to give it to him whenever the fuck he wants it.
You fabricated the existence of this thing. It's not necessarily true. It may be true, but it's not necessarily true.
It's true, period. I didn't fabricate it. IMF is real.
You can't prove this, though. You can't even provide any evidence.
Does anybody deny that the IMF is real?
The IMF is a bank. Banks are real. Yes, but we're looking for the cabal that rules the world that we all work for. The Shadow King, you called him.
They are. That's what I'm saying. That's them. That's them. The people on that board get to do whatever they want, man. Whatever they want.
Let me ask you a question. In what way do you think they've influenced you or me directly in our lives?
Well, what they've done is they've influenced us into different partitions of labor, whereas if our forefathers were able to purchase this land and own it, period, then the blood equity that was taken out of it would have been trickled down without inflation, right? And there might be different types of artists or doctors or whatever because there's not the perpetual need to pay the never-ending taxes, right? and people would have to defend that. We would learn as a society that, you know, more Wild Wild West style, that, yeah, we need to defend our own land. So I'm not saying it's necessarily good or bad, but this has coddled us into a daddy protect me type of society, under the guise of specialists. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we all should be stand up. We all should be our own sheriffs. We all should be our own police, our own lawyers, and everything. And that's how it's manipulated.
I think it's a recipe for holding civilization back. What you're saying?
No,
I think that's a recipe for not having.
No. I don't want to judge it. I don't want to judge it forward or back. I'm just saying a different fork in the road.
So my 70-year-old mom, so my 70-year-old mom and Scott's 70-something-year-old mom, they should defend their own house, huh?
No, you should, motherfucker.
Well, I've got to defend my house. How do I defend both the houses? I can't be in two places at once.
The family seeds are spread like. Listen, I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's bringing.
It's ridiculous.
Towards,
it's patently ridiculous.
Towards a collective, dude. You don't even get it, dude.
You don't think it's good,
I don't even want to say communism, but it's like it's bringing us more towards like
so one country here, Don. Let me pick two scenarios for you. Hold on, Don. You're going up. Let me pick two scenarios for you. One country, they say, okay, citizens, no taxes. Everybody defends their own land, right? Make your own militias or whatever. Have your own community blocks, right? And then another country says, oh, we're going to organize as an entire country. We're going to make an industrial superpower, and then we're going to make the craziest weapons of military war possible, and then we're just going to come and steamroll all the people defending their own property with their militias, and they won't have any way to resist us, and then we'll just take everything that they've built.
Your scenario's flawed. Your question's flawed from the beginning, Jake. You posed that the first people are going to have a unified philosophy, but then somehow not stick together. Then your latter scenario was that the group that supposedly got the government and peasants, somehow now they've all decided together what they're going to do. When you haven't pointed out that in your second scenario, the fucking government is just decided and it tells the peasants what they're going to do. Maybe those peasants don't want to fucking go to war and take all of the other people's shit. Also, maybe in your former example of the individuals, maybe they decide to fucking build their own.
I wish you had that timer. I wish you had that
even though they're
timer of
responsible
talking,
for their own
Scott.
shit.
I really wish.
See, there's nothing against cooperation, even though there's individualism. Thank you.
Can you tone it down? You're really out of control, man. I'm telling you. As a friend, I'm telling you, you are not letting people talk. You are screaming your head off, man. Can you tone it down?
Bully ass points.
You're unhinged. No, you don't have to do it this way.
Oh, man.
You're treating everyone with disrespect.
No, Jake coming in here with this bullshit,
You're
dude.
fucking insane.
No, Jake, you bullshit. Your scenarios. You stop and think about your shit.
Don,
Don't
start up again. Don't start up again. Don, check yourself. Check yourself before you go. Just stop. Don't start up again. Don, he's giving a different opinion than you have, and he was doing it in a respectful way. That's okay. You're supposed to expect that. You're supposed to want that. You're not supposed to be so mad about that.
What is wrong with him?
Oh,
Jake was talking
absolutes,
about,
man. Come on, man.
Hang on. Jake was talking about individual autonomy versus a group capability. Do you understand the difference?
No, he's giving a logical, fallacious presentation when he's saying a group mentality.
No, it's not.
It's not a group mentality when the government.
It's not a fallacy.
Listen, man. Listen. He's presenting two different scenarios. One is the individualism. The second one is a group mentality.
You have the mic,
right?
Like 80% of the time, we've been listening. We have been listening. It's not fair for you to tell Davros to listen. We are all listening to
Davros.
We're trying to understand you, and we're presenting
Jake's fallacious bullshit together, shall we, Davros? Can we do that?
Yeah, I'm going to give you the premise that you missed.
Can you hold on? Davros, can you hold on? Curve, did you have something that we're missing timely-wise, or do you want to jump in and get that in? I heard you say something.
Well, while you can hear me, I'm just asking, for one, can I be heard? Been having microphone complaints.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
I don't know if I'm yelling, if I'm quiet and not being heard. I never know what's going on because people start talking and they don't stop, and it's a mess.
They're all being unreasonable.
I will not stop talking until I say done. So when y'all hear me start, y'all can talk when I'm talking if you want, but I'm not going to stop until I'm done. Thank you.
But Don, you gotta shorten it then, and you gotta stop yelling then, because I wish you could hear it. It's not fair.
If only we had the technology to make him done.
Well, what do you think I just said? You have to read between the line curve. That's what I just said.
But he can't even read, much less between lines.
Yeah,
he can read.
Make it
Come
clear
on.
for him.
Look, man.
He's got it.
You're talking about let's talk about Jake's scenario, guys. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I was trying to explain to
Mhm.
you why it's not fallacious.
Okay. I'd like to tell you where he got fallacious, please, because he's trying
Yeah.
to contrast.
I was starting